Hey, what's going on, everybody? Your boy DJ Serimanos, and I got this message from this dude on my video. And sorry that I reply so late. It's just that I don't get notified from YouTube. They just censoring your boy. But so we have Carl. Carl asked a couple questions, and he wants me to help him. I'm gonna help you the best I can. It says, how do you keep your mydmx working reliable? I had nothing but trouble for mine. I tried setting the channels to 11 in the hardware manager and update the firmware at a gig. Well, it says at a gig. It worked for a while. Then would not stay connected, which was frustrating as I was in the mix, taking requests and reading the crowd. The last thing I want to worry about is my light crapping out during a gig. I also tried hardwiring. I never tried hardwiring. I don't know if you could do that. But if you can, I'm going to try it out and see if it works. And he has a Samsung tablet, so that's pretty good. The reason why, because I have an Amazon, so I never know what, I don't know what you call it? Apple products work. Like, I never had an Apple product. He connected to the Samsung. I'm going to try that and see if it works. It worked better than it worked better with Chingli wireless DMX. So he's saying that connected to the Samsung worked better than the Chingli. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna get a connector and try mine and see. Because if that's the case, I'm gonna do mine like that also. But how will you power? But how will you power your tablet? Do you have to have like a splitter or something? That's what I want to know. Because you're gonna be connected to the mydmxgo. So how will you power it? And he says, how do you connect your mydmxgo? And it says, why do you have the headphone jacks plugged in? Is it for the sound active mic? Yes, it is. It's for the sound active mic. A while back, I had problems with my lights. They were moving slow, and it was really slow with the sound active. And I notified American DJ, and I told them about that, but they never replied back to me. It took forever. And I was giving them a hard time, like sending them email saying, yo, I'm having trouble with this. Can y'all fix this? And so my only solution was plug it up to a mic, and it worked. And maybe they probably fix it, who knows? But I wrote a couple things, and hopefully this is going to help you out. I don't have my stuff hooked up right now. I do have my Donners charging. And because tonight I'm going to do an experiment. My battery should be here today. And I'm going to do my experiment today. And what I'm going to do today, this moving head with one of the Donners, I'm going to plug up to the battery. And this one, I want to see how long one moving head will last off that one battery, that 300 watt hour battery. I want to see, first I'm going to calculate it. I'm going to see if my estimate is correct. And if this works out and it lasts a good 7 hours, you know what? I might hook up the blacklight and this only, and the Chingiling. Hook it up to the battery, and I won't plug up this one. So this way I get an idea, and if it works out good, then I'll get another battery so I could plug that one up. Because I want to do the speaker. Ooh, I saw FedEx. That's not it. That's not it. Look at the neighbor. Neighbor blowing leaves. Who does that? Who blow leaves? No, I'm just kidding. So then I'm gonna use a speaker stand. I'm gonna separate the speaker stands with the speaker stands, because I don't use them no more. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna, once in a while, just let this rest, a T-bar. But I wrote down a couple things because your boy DJ said he might go off topic. So hopefully this help you out. I should have put this number one. Number one, scan for the best DMX connection. That should be number one. And what I mean by that, I downloaded an app, and I'm not sure if the app works, but I just know that when I get to a party, when I get to a house, when I get to an event, the first thing I do, I unload my equipment. And then second, when I'm setting up, I scan this. I put my phone down. I'll just go back to this app. The app is called Wi-Fi Analyzer. So look for that app. Hopefully this helps out. I'm not sure if it 100% works, but this is what I do. I click on this, and it got 4 little tabs on the top, 4 little tabs. The first tab is show you all the connections there is around your area. So you got a bunch of connections everywhere. So if you see this one, Smart DMX, I don't have mine turned on. Do I have it turned on? Yes, it is on. So if you notice, mine is showing right here in this channel. And if you follow it, it should be right here. It is the highest peak. The highest peak, so it should be like either channel 4. The next one is channel 6. So you can see the highest peak, right? And it also tells you which one's available. So the second tab, I'm not sure where the second tab, I guess it shows you the data. It shows like a sine wave and it shows you the data. Show you how much whatever you're pulling from or whatever. The third one, I like the third one. The third one tells you, if you click on the new AP access point, I think it stands for access point. You click on new access point. It's gonna like if your device is brand new and you're trying to find the best available channel, and it's gonna tell you right here the best channels: 13, 14, 8, and 9. So just to go through the motions, I'm gonna connect to one of those channels to show you. But first, because I have a pretty bad memory, what I like to do, I scan this, take a screenshot, because when I unplug my mydmxgo, it's gonna disappear. I think it was channel, what did I say, 4, 8? I forgot. But anyway, to scan this, not scan it, but screenshot. Oops. Come on. Doesn't want a screenshot. That's weak. There it is. Finally, the rock. So I'm gonna do that. So you scan for the best DMX connection, right? Now, you already done this. You already checked the latest and greatest, the firmware, the software. You already done that, so you're good with that. The doners or the chinklings, whatever you want to do. If it's not working right, try connecting it to a different channel on the doners. If you guys don't know, where's my donor at? I put it away. I'm connecting it. I'm charging it. My chingling. So, here it is. Let's grab this puppy. So, if you guys don't know, there's a power right here. Right here is where you stick a little needle in there. You can't see it, but you stick a little needle and you can change the different kind of channels. And then they're colors. I like it because it's color. Mine is set on red. So try a different color and see if that will fix it. And what I also recommend is a little top right here. You're going to unscrew it, take it off, and stick your finger in there, because there's a little circuit board in there. And when you stick a little pin in there, that sucker moves. So put your finger in it to hold the circuit board while you're changing the channels, or else the circuit board is going to be going in and out. And you're like, this sucker is loose in there. So I stuck my finger in there to try to keep it from moving. So just loosen this little cap and try changing the channels. Hopefully that works. All right, let's go back to my lessons. So try changing the channels. I didn't write it on here. Another thing also is raising your mydmxgo elevated. I should have wrote it down here. So put that in there, elevated. What I mean by elevated, I have mine always connected right here, my mydmxgo, so the antennas are lifted high, right? So when they send the signal over everybody's heads and connected to all my lights. I don't have mine down here, like down here, and it's sending the signal hitting everybody's bodies, and everybody's in the way and all this, So I never set mine here, or I never set it on my table. I always set it up high. So try elevating it. All right. I didn't write that down in here, but try that also. It says make sure you're connected to your Wi-Fi. And I'm going to show you something right here, something that I noticed, but I'll show you later. Right now I'm going to keep going. Scan. Okay, we already did number 5. Okay, so we're going to change the channels. We're going to unplug. We're going to unplug everything, and we're going to connect it to my computer. We're going to connect it to a different channel. So I scanned it, and what did my scan said? Let's go to my picture. Here's my picture. And it says 13, 14, 8, and 9 is the best channels. I do not know why 6 is like that. But obviously you cannot connect on 6. And it says 8 and 8 and 9 still got all these green bars. So if you come back over here, oh, you can't. We could go back to the apps. Where's the apps at? Oh, this is the apps. We go to the apps. Let's find out. They recommend different channels now. 11 and 12. Let's see what's going on in 11 and 12. 11. Oh yeah, look at 11. There's nothing in 11. There's nothing at 12. Those suckers are like, nothing hooked up to it. So they recommend, matter of fact, let's hook it up on number 10. You say you have yours on number 11, but I'm going to hook up mine to number 10. And the reason why, because I don't even think we have the other channels, the access point. I don't think we have 13 and 14. And this last tab, it actually shows you right here what channel you're on. So my smart DMX is on channel 4. This is my internet. My internet is channel 6. And I don't know who this is. This is my neighbors probably. So you can see quite a few channel 6s there. So you know channel 6 is busy. See, channel 6, channel 6. So you have an idea which ones are busy. So they recommend channel, I'm going to put mine on 10. I closed it already by accident. Yeah, let's put mine on 10. Or let's put it on 11. Or 10. Which one? Let's put it on 10. Let's go ahead and hook it up on 10. And for that you need this. A little connector. Make sure my computer's off. I don't know if my computer's on. I said my computer's off. You notice I do that a lot. I said I meant to say speaker, but I said computer. I do that a lot. I don't know why. But let's turn that off. Turn on that on. Do I have it on? So you guys probably already know how to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect my mydmxgo, the power. I got the power right here. That's weird. Oh, I understand why. Never mind. Never mind. And here's also, I recommend one of these also. If you're new to the game, I recommend buying a magnetic USB connector. I could explain why. Because before I did a party, one time I did a party, and I bumped into this USB and I broke it. So this right here is actually a little better. Just a little magnetic and it just clicks right on right away. And if you bump into it, and it just comes off. And you can also use this as an off and on switch. Like if you have to turn it off, just push it down, lose connection, and then turn it back on. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of handy. It's pretty strong too. The magnet is pretty strong. So you should get one of those. It's kind of helpful. So let's plug up this bad boy. So I got my mydmxgo plugged up to my computer. Here, I might be struggling a little because this bad boy, I hate using this thing. I use the mouse. So I just turn on my software. That's the only two software I have on this computer. Another thing also, hold on, let's just talk about this first, because your boy like to go off all over the place. So this is my mydmxgo, and if you notice, it has a weird name. It has a SIUDI10 or whatever, the SUDI. I don't know how you say that. But that is actually my unit right here. Now I want to see what is the latest and greatest firmware. You click on this right here. And then you're gonna look at the firmware information, and you look for your brand, yours. So mine is a SUDI 10A or something like that. And I see it right there, so I'm gonna keep going until I bring it up higher. So here goes mine right here, the SUDI 10A. And the version I need is the version right here. Is the 0.26. So I go ahead and grab the latest version, and different ones like this one right here is a sushi. So they're all different ones, so make sure you grab the right one. So after this, you double click on this to connect. I'm sure you know how to do all this stuff because you say you already did all this already. So I'm sure you already know how to do all this stuff, but we're gonna go through the motion. So here, there goes mine, right? It looked like a projector. But when I come over here, you go to firmware, so update the firmware, and then you're gonna see the latest and greatest. So I'm not gonna update my firmware, but there it is right there. I did it once, the firmware, and this is what happened. One time I did a party, and as soon as I plugged up, it says, please log into your device, your tablet. And I'm like, log into my tablet. So when there's some kind of updates, they'll log you off your tablet. And I kind of noticed that it kicked me off my tablet. And at this time I was at a party, and I was trying to log in, and the way I logged in was I connected my my phone to this. I used my hotspot, and I connected my phone. I was trying to log in, but it didn't work. So that day I didn't even use my lights. Like you said on your comment that you're trying to DJ, you're trying to do this, trying to do that, and the last thing you want to do is mess with your lights. I'm the same way. I got things to do, and I ain't got time for this. I'm by myself. I'm solo, and I ain't got like 20 minutes to just mess with the lights. I wish I did. I could just spend 20 minutes trying to figure out how to connect. And it does take around 20 minutes to troubleshoot your stuff when something's not working. So that day I actually end up, I carry a DMX cable with me in my bag. So what I did, I just connected that DMX cable to that one. I made one of them the master and the slave, and I linked them together so they would sound active. And I didn't have no control, but at least they had lights. And these right here, you can also connect them together. And I end up doing that real quick instead of trying to figure out my mydmxgo. So that was one scene. And so let's go back to the thing here. So here, way at the bottom on the Wi-Fi, here's where you connect to your Wi-Fi, or to this little thing. You click on that. And then right here, the access point, you're going to click on access point. And here's where you get to change the channels. And what channels I said, it was 10. I think it was 10 that it was available. Well, it was available. I'm looking at here. So we have this connected to number 9. So we're going to connect it to number 9. And then from there, you're going to store it. I clicked it twice just in case. So we're going to go to, it's on number 9 now. So after that, when I'm done, that's what I do at every party. I show up, I click that, and make sure that I got a nice clean, something that's not using a lot of traffic, and what I mean by traffic, a lot of, your people's phones and internet or whatever. So I picked something that doesn't have a lot of traffic. So now, let's hook up this bad boy. And like I said, I recommend you guys getting these magnetic strips. It helps out a lot. I have them everywhere. I have them here. Look, it's just magnet. So if I bump into this, nothing's gonna happen. They're very strong. And I order a bunch of those. I think I ordered like 3 of them. And they come in, one is a 6-foot one. The cable, like this is 6 foot. So I could have it all the way over here, 6 foot. There's a 3-foot, and there's a 1-foot. And it comes along with the little adapters. So in case if you have a C connection or the Apple connection, it has the little adapters. It comes with the adapters, a bunch of adapters. So this is the old school one, I think, the adapter. It's plugged in right there. So yeah, they come out pretty, they come out handy. So yeah, I recommend you guys grabbing one of those puppies. I always turn off my power when I mess with electricity. I'm scared I'm gonna get zapped. So this right here, I just had to bring out the Alto. This right here, just mess with it. Because as soon as the battery comes, I'm gonna start playing with my wireless connection. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a Stealth. It sends a signal over to the speaker, wireless. And it has a little receiver right here. So I got the receiver already plugged up. So that's another experiment I want to do. I want to connect the battery back here. I'm going to connect the battery back here. I'm going to have this plug into the battery and the speaker plug up to the battery. And this is going to be completely wireless. No power, no wires, no nothing. Completely off the grid. So as soon as the battery comes in today, I got a couple of tests to do. And the battery, like I said, is 300. And I'm going to see how much hours I could pull off this one. But I won't really know for sure until I test it on the field. I got to go test it on the field. But what I mean by that, it means I got to do a gig where there's open and I could blast my speaker. Because here I can't really test it. I have to go out and so when I do my first gig, I'm going to take my little meter with me, connect it to my system, and just see how much I'm really pulling. So here I can't really tell. So this test is going to be like, It's not going to be a real test. Man, your boy is getting old. I just been over to pick up that cable. I'm up there straining. That's what happens. Happens when you get old. Let's plug this bad boy up. So, I forgot that dude's name. But we're going through the motions. Now we're going to plug up this. I don't have no lights. I just have the my DMX, not my DMX, my Best Par 60s plugged up. And then here goes something right here too. Before you do anything else, this is the way I turn things on. First, I plug this up. I don't even bother with a tablet yet. Turn this on. I think the tablet it is on. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, let's turn off the tablet. I want to show you something. I think when I moved with the cable, turned it on. So let's turn this off, completely off. So if you see, I see power. I'm gonna completely turn it off. So shut it off. I don't know why. For some reason, it turned it on when I moved power. But anyways, let's do this now. That's completely off, right? This is what I do. I plug this on. I connect it to my T-bar, and when I'm ready, I turn on the strip to my T-bar. And the strip will turn this on, of course. And now you have this connection is blinking. This is blinking. Just with this on by itself, look at the tablet just came on again. I didn't want the tablet on. Sucker turned on with the power. So that means there's something in there that I gotta disable. But anyways, let's come over here and let's check this out. The very first thing you do is turn that DMX on, and then you turn on your lights. So actually, when I turn this on, my strip, because my mydmxgo is connected here, so when I turn on the strips, everything, the lights will turn on, right? And number two, you need to have a little green light right here turned on, and that's when you know you have connection. Look, watch this. Let's turn it off again. When I turn it on for the first time, it's going to turn red, and then it's going to go to connection. And it start blinking that it's connected. So green is good. And if I'd have had my Chingaling plugged up, it would have been blinking green, you know? So that's a good tip right there to know that you got connection between your DMXgo and your lights. Now, I don't have my tablet hooked up yet. So the way that this works, my DMXgo is sending the signal over to the lights, right? So they're making a connection there. They're making a connection. I used to say this term is doing a handshake. Like when you do a handshake, you have to connect with somebody and shake their hand. How you doing, sir? So they made a connection. This hasn't made a connection with that because I haven't turned it on yet. So I cannot tell the lights to turn green, red, orange, blue. There's no connection there. But it is making a connection between the lights and my DMXgo. So now I got to connect this right here to make a handshake. So now we're going to turn this puppy on. So I always go check my settings, and I want to go to the settings and make sure I'm connected to my DMXgo, because sometimes I'm connected to my internet. But if I would have been on the field, if I would have been doing a house gig or party, I don't have any internet connection. And here's my point here. Make this a dedicated tablet for your DMX only. I don't use it for nothing else. I don't have it hooked up to my phone, and I'm going to explain why. It just hooked up to my internet and my DMXgo when I'm at home. But when I'm on the field, I'm doing a gig, it's not hooked up to anything. and I'll explain why. So here, go to connect internet connection, internet. Right here it says that it is hooked up to my mydmxgo, but let's say it wasn't. Let's turn it off. Wait a while. Turn it back on. It should connect to my internet. Hold on, let's see. See, it went to my CenturyLink. So as soon as it loses connection, it goes to the next available internet source. So it went to my CenturyLink. All right, so now let's go back to my Wi-Fi. And I'm gonna scan and see, there goes my smart mydmxgo. There's no internet access, so we're gonna connect on that. And now it's connecting, it's connected. So we're good there. You go exit out of here. And I'm gonna go on the apps and turn that on. Now this and this is gonna make a connection. It's gonna make a handshake. A firm handshake. So give it a second, give it a second. And when you see the lights just like that, it went boom. That means it's connected. So now I have total control of the lights. All right, I got total control. I'm just messing with all the lights. So I have total control. Now, if you guys saw my other video when I was talking about I want to have a battery to just power this only. And I had the halo and I power this. And I said, oh, this lasts 6 hours. Perfect. What I want to do, because it happens to me, it only happened to me once where I lost power, maybe more than once, but I'm going to just say once. I lost power. The power went off because my equipment was pulling too much juice. And I was connected next to a bartender, and the bartender turned on the blender, and the blender triggered the breaker, and everything went off, and you know, it got crazy, and everybody got rowdy. But so now, if I have a battery here, this will never go off. What happens if you lose power? You ask. If this lose power, you're gonna lose connection to everything. I'm gonna turn off the power. Remember, have the magnetic strips. It's like a switch. You can pull it up or pull it down. I'm gonna pull it up. So I lost connection now. I'm gonna wait a while. Let's count to 10, because the power is gonna be off for how long? We got Bill running over there to turn on the power. Bill comes back and he already hit the power. He goes, all right, you're good. So I said, all right, let me check my equipment now. So I turn this on. Everything's connected. I come back here and check and see if my lights are connected. And I said, cool, we're back. And then next thing you know, over here, I'm gonna hit refresh on my thing right here. You're gonna hit refresh. Come over here, you hit refresh to try to connect to my mydmxgo. And it's refreshing. It's refreshing. And if it doesn't, try refresh one more time, but I know it's not gonna work because I did one thing, and I wanna know if you're paying attention to what happened. Let's do it again, refresh. So you got the little orange thingers refreshing. It stopped, so something's not working. So I wanted to see if you was paying attention. So when I hit the power and I lost power, and I said, let's wait for Bob to finish connecting it. What happened? What happened here? Let's see if you're paying attention. I'll tell you what happened here. When this lose connection to this, because I think this is the Wi-Fi, guess what it's gonna do next? Connect to the next available Wi-Fi, which is my CenturyLink. That's what happened. So that's why I said, make sure that this is not hooked up to your phone. Make sure it's not hooked up to anything else. Make sure this is a dedicated only for my mydmxgo. So in this case, I lost connection. It went and hooked up to my Wi-Fi automatic. So if you go to back to check it, let's go check. Let's close this right here. Right here on settings, it's going to be connected to my Wi-Fi now, my CenturyLink now. I click on that. And right there, Wi-Fi, CenturyLink. See that? So when you lose power, it's going to pick the next one. And sometimes even I'm at a gig, I lose power. It doesn't know, it loses connection. I hit refresh. Sometimes it connects, sometimes it doesn't. So the next thing I do is come back here and make sure that it's disconnected. And if it's still having trouble, restart your tablet. See right now, connected again. It says connected, so I'm good again. Right there it says connected to my smart DMX. Then you're gonna come back over here and turn it back on. So that's why I said I wanted a power, have a separate power for this, a battery. So if I do lose power, I don't have to spend that 15 minutes trying to troubleshoot. But when you do this a million times, and you already got an idea of what to look for, you're like, oh man, I lost power. So you already know exactly what's the next step, right? You already know what to troubleshoot. Same thing with this. If I have music playing with my virtual DJ, I use virtual DJ. I have music playing and I lose power. The next thing I do when I lose power, I turn this off. I shut down the software and the guy comes back and says, okay, you got power again. Then I turn this back on and then turn my software back on. Because I want this and this to make the handshake. And when I lost power, they lost the handshake. So when I lose power, I turn this off right away and I turn this off. And sometimes I even turn off my speakers. I hate that pop when the stuff come back on. I sometimes just turn off my speakers when I get power back on. But this too, it loses connection, it loses the handshake. So make sure that it's connected back to this. But if I would have had this hooked up to a battery, I would never lose connection again unless my battery is dead. So I think that's it. I think this is your boy. I think this is the last thing. So let's revise. Let's go with. Let me see. All right. So again, number 5, download the apps. It's called Wi-Fi Analyzer. You want to go see again? Wi-Fi Analyzer. Download that. It might work. It might not. I don't know. I don't know if it works or not. But I just give you an idea of what channels are available, which ones are the strongest, which ones has a lot of traffic. Download the apps. First thing you do when you get to the party, scan the whole area, check and see. So that should have been number 1. Scan for the best DMX connection. Number 2, you already done all that. You already done that. If you try a different channel on your downers, try that. Hopefully that works. Make sure you're connected to your DMX Wi-Fi like I just did right now. You unplugged it and I lose connection. Make sure you're back on your DMX. Remember, this is, I think, with the other one when you change in your channels. That's it. Just have fun with your DMX and you should have no problem with it. I haven't had no problem with it. If you have any questions regarding this video, because you know how I like to hop all over the place, pause the video, timestamp it and say, yo, here you said this, what do you mean? And I try to clarify it, okay? If anything doesn't make sense, because your boy's always all over the place, pause it, timestamp that sucker, and ask me that question. Because if you just ask me that question, I'd be like, what are you talking about? And I don't want to watch this 30, 40-minute video again. So just tell me, timestamp it, ask me the questions, let me know, and I'll get back to you. And I probably won't get back to you right away because YouTube's always like not notifying me. So if anything, just I gotta go in there and just check again and see. Sometimes I look at some old videos and I see people make comments. I like, dude, I didn't even know you comment. I never get notified. I don't know what's going on with it, my YouTube channel. Either there's a settings there that I gotta look into and find out why am I not getting notified. But anyways, yeah, do that. Hopefully this helps out. I ain't got no other thing I could think about why yours is not working and mine is. I don't know. I'm using an Amazon tablet, and this Amazon tablet is not the greatest. Like if I put my mydmxgo right next to the door over there, this loses connection. That's why I'm saying make sure you're not that far away from your mydmxgo. Make sure that this is elevated. Have it pretty high up. I already did a couple tests on my channel where I put try to get the interference. I put phones around this. I put the electronic devices next to it. I connected here. I put it over here. I wasn't getting any kind of interference, but where I did get interference was with this antenna, got near this antenna. So if you're still getting a lot of craziness, get a 1-foot DMX cable and separate it, make it longer. Connect it to this and then connect this a little further. Or if you even have a 6-foot DMX cable, put it somewhere else. Like plug it up here and get that antenna. Tape it up here so it could be elevated away from this little unit. Try that also. If that doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But that's the next step. What I would do, I'll get a 6-foot, plug it up to that sucker, then elevate it. Tape it up to your speaker way up there. Tape it to the top of the speaker so that antenna can reach the crowd. You know what I mean? And the next step, tell everybody, yo, give me your phones, man. Turn your phones off. Nobody getting the phone because my lights ain't working. You know what I mean? So this is your boy, DJ City Manos, and I am out. Peace. Hopefully this helps out. Time that sucker if you have any questions. I'm out. Peace.